Put on your imagination hat for the trip that will follow. Newly found treasures. Periodically, I stop to review and edit my artwork. This serves two purposes. One is to clear away work that need not be saved, and to remind me of the space I have traversed. I find it interesting to revisit my work, and I'm generally surprised by some of what I've created. I mean genuinely surprised, because not infrequently I can't remember how I came to make a particular image. Without trying to obscure my process, I have to admit to often feeling that I act as an agent, and that my primary responsibility is to put the time in, do the work, and follow both my feelings, senses, and such to bring the work into being. I don't mean to suggest that I'm just a medium with some outer source guiding my hand, because I'm also aware of my mind helping to make decisions, choices along the way. While editing, I find that some of my choices don't hold up, don't have the energy I look for, seem confused or unresolved, and these are destroyed or reworked. Another gift from the reviewing process is sometimes finding images that I can use to alter or begin new images. I look for a certain kind of intelligence, inventiveness, creativity, energy that has transformed my being and has the potential for doing the same for others, though I have no idea in advance of what will be meaningful. So in the winter of 2011, I started to do the review. In some cases, the issue was so clear I had no difficulty in making decisions, and in others, I had to deal with more deliberation. I found about 120 small drawings, sketches that I had made in my handmade sketchbooks during the 1970s. Most were 6 by 4 inches in pen and ink, pencil, and occasionally other media. How they came about was, I think, connected to my move to Newark, Delaware, as a result of having accepted a teaching appointment at the University of Delaware. I had spent all of my previous life in New York City, and I often used the city as a subject for my artwork. When I came to Delaware, the visual scene was greatly changed. We were now living in suburbia, with none of the visual variety and stimulation which is so evident in a great city. It's not that there was nothing of interest to see, but it was very different. I had to adapt. What I think I did was turn inwards, and my imagination, which always played a part in my art, became more dominant. I still might start with observation, but that never seemed enough, and I found myself changing, transforming, sometimes radically, what I saw. Invention came more to the fore, and it surprised me in reviewing the work. Some of it seems strange. I suppose you might describe it as fantasy, though this has never been of interest to me. I think it was freeing a certain energy that lay dormant within me. I used some of these sketches as a basis for paintings during the 70s, and exhibited the paintings in a gallery in Washington, D.C. The exhibit was not a success, and for the most part these paintings were never again shown except in my home. But when I found the drawings, they seemed very interesting, and I felt they deserved to be seen. So I've put together a small sample of this period of my life in art. I'll leave it to the viewer, reminding you that at any moment you can select the pause button to look at an image longer, more closely, because aside from the density of the lines, there's also a lot packed into an image. Then you can, if you find it compelling enough, try to find and experience what the image may evoke within you, your imagination. I have no agenda or plan in this, since these images are spontaneous, doodles of a kind, that emerge both from my process of drawing and my imagination. I think I may have found some images from this past that we'll want to consider revisiting as starting points for new work, which I'm sure are infused with the sensibility I now have a good many years later. Enjoy the images in any way you find useful, and remember, selecting the pause button will provide a longer view than the 12 seconds I have generally given you. Now I'll stop speaking and allow you to fully experience the images. I hope you will find them as fascinating as I have after all these years.